October. Come to me, said the world. This is not to say it spoke in exact sentences, but that I perceived beauty in this manner. Louise Gluck. In the garden, where the middle of the month stretches out toward the end of the year like the shadow of a drought cast early, wrens fidget over blueprints. They are busy in the understory with the shape of all the days. The wind rises in the east like Juliet in the sun, and 4 lenticular clouds land in the earliness of summer. The pale shallows of your childhood above our heads. They seem, the clouds, an artificial intelligence of the sky, the kind of thing a robot might conjure, if you asked, like clouds, but not clouds. A crow charts a taut traverse across them, and below her acrid plaint, 6 or 7 daubs of snow make a chain of winter ponds along the main range, and the ridges bank up beside the river at Beloka. Under the influence of the actual world, the clouds break up like a theory, too sure to endure, and they are of one mind now, the clouds, and the place we've come below to love too. And these days we are some of what passes here for thought. Earlier, hearing wrens with water from the silver can, I filled the bird bath and set a rock there. And as I sit here beside the snow gum now, which pins this small bower to the hillside, one of the wrens, a shop steward in spangled gym gear, lands to inspect my craftsmanship, the folly I assembled for just such ease as his, and flies dissatisfied to fetch his spirit level and his crew. Along the creek, poplars old enough to remember the river when it ran, begin again in green. All this earth reinvents itself, all being goes on being, come what may. Each moment makes itself over into the next. The listening world insisting in its going on what it really is, and in the eloquence of its forms, in orogeny, in the black shoulders of the kite, in the clouded downs, refuting every next and meagre thesis of how all this is said to go. Meanwhile, daily the world enacts the patient, ceaseless revolution of the real, its rebuttal of all that's false, and sometimes we join it. One morning in October, say, the sunlight speaking its soft mantras at your back. Last week, for instance, I caught the same moon as always, her colour the same as the gravel track to Berrydale I look out on now. But hiding when I spied her, or seeking, it was hard to say which, in Angophora limbs, in a lavender dusk by the sea. And how did she grow so young again, when all we beneath it grow so old, and where did she learn such buoyancy, when the world's become almost too heavy to bear? The same moon Darwish loved, and Naomi Shihab after him, the moon over Gaza, where it will hang again tonight in the vermilion of sirens, in the aftershock of rockets, and where it will shake its head in wonder at the gift the humans have for suffering, for mistaking each present moment always for the last. Here, in the good luck of our exile, on these unrequited firegrounds, the silky oaks are putting on a season for the ages in the lowlands of the east. They've even dusted up the evening light with saffron over Bemboka, and we rise to it, and on Bangabi, where we summered once. At Nimitabel, where the past and the future divide, they say, like the waters, the carnival is over, and there is only the present tense to stand in, expectant, in the dark. At night, it is the accents of geology that tell you you've arrived. It is frog song in the fallen creeks and crickets in the fields, where you walk the dogs in darkness, the braille of their many hundred feet. Arrival is predation, the nightbirds and their prey, a needlepoint of terror and finesse, reenacting below the stars that salt the quiet skies above, the lore of things, love's wild order at its casual overtime, calling us back into our lives, yours and mine, love, this small universe we are.